This is not the church of Joseph Smith.
Travis Wingoods, though, they say that mental illness is continuing to do the same thing but expecting a different result. On Trevor Noah's YouTube channel, The Daily Show with Trevor Noah, which is part of my news routine when he has episodes, and it's called "How Soon is Too Soon for a Coronavirus Vaccine?" And he does news clips about places around the United States that are closing or having outbreaks of coronavirus because of opening the schools. We have seen this from the beginning, that if we don't send everybody home, keep everybody home, we're going to have outbreaks. It's going to escalate. If you do it by city or county, it's going to escalate. It's going to be prolonged. We are still in the mess today because we didn't do what the health officials warned us in the beginning. Our government, Russell M. Nelson, they're doing the same thing over and over and over again with our communities, with business, with school. Church, the same thing over and over and over again. And you'd think, well, they're expecting a different result, right? No. They're not mentally ill. They're pure evil. Because they're doing what's called herd immunity, where we get treated as animals, livestock, where everybody gets infected and the strong survive. Now, Mormons, does that sound familiar from your Book of Mormon? It should. Korihor used it. Alma chapter 30. And who was Korihor? He was the one that set in motion the destruction of the Nephites. The entire destruction of the Nephites. So, wow, gee, I wonder what the outcome of embracing herd immunity during a viral pandemic will result in. I'm sure the Book of Mormon's fake news, right, Mormons? You don't believe in the Book of Mormon, do you? And so I sort of like the last title I did on the video that I uploaded. LDS Defenders of the Wrong LDS Church. This is not the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Not that Joseph founded. Brigham Young only had the keys to preach the gospel of the kingdom. That was it. Look it up. Section 124. Seriously? You want to need to look it up for you? It's so long, I don't know where to look. Well, if you got the scripture program, you just go to 124, and then you look up the sections that are the verses, segments that Bruce R. McConkie put in. And so 84 to 96 is Hiram Smith is patriarch, and to receive the keys, Bruce. He became prophet, seer, and revelator, Bruce. You were supposed to be prophet, seer, and revelator, but you didn't have those because all Brigham had was the key of preaching the gospel, not the key of Moses. The key of Moses is the key of the kingdom. Oh, dear God, Bruce. Okay, so 97. Bruce. And there, don't bring me down, Bruce. Is that what he says? Is it Bruce? I don't think so, but it always sounds like Bruce. William Law, Robert Foster, Joseph Hiram and William, to be a patriarch, to hold the sealing blessing. Patriarchs, technically, if he has the sealing blessing, isn't that the sealing of couples? Isn't the patriarch supposed to be the sealer? What happened, Brigham? How'd you mess that one up? Then we'd have to have a quorum because the church is so big, and a quorum of patriarchs. Oh, here it is. I give unto you, in 127, I give unto you my servant Brigham Young to be a president over the 12 traveling council. What? Not the quorum of the 12? What? Where's prophet, seer, revelator? I'm sure it'll be here in 128. Which 12 hold the keys? Pay attention, don't leave out any words. To open up the authority of my kingdom upon the four quarters of the earth, and after that to send my word to every creature. To establish churches and spread the missionary word. That's it. That's all. Not authority to lead the church as a prophet, seer, revelator, translator, patriarch, which is actually temple sealer. Oops. And so here's the list of them. Notice that there are some familiar ones, and those of whom are not as familiar. They are Heber C. Kimball, Parley P. Pratt, Orson Hyde, William Smith, John Taylor, John E. Page, Wilford Woodruff, Willard Richards, George Albert Smith. William Smith was excommunicated a second time after Joseph died, Joseph and Hiram died, and then was Orson Hyde, who I don't know if this is the order, or maybe the others died before Orson Hyde did. Heber C. Kimball could have also been, he was the first counselor. But, yeah, apparently Orson Hyde was in line to be the president of the church when Brigham died, and so he had it changed so that John Taylor would be the one instead. But this, well, unless Heber C. Kimball also died before. Interesting. We'll have to check this. Heber C. Kimball. Heber C. Kimball. Alright. 68. Well, I'll be. He did die early. I'll be. Yeah. So, and so that means Parley P. Pratt I think Orson Pratt also was one of those in 1838 that were excommunicated along with Orson Hyde. And so Brigham Young, thus, even though they got put back in, rearranged it so John Taylor would be the successor. Interesting. So Parley P. Pratt, he would have to also have died previously. Parley P. Pratt. Yep, 1857. Well, I'll be. I'll be, and you'll see. Alrighty, so, yeah. If Heber C. Kimball can't be the next president of the church, nobody will. Oh, John Taylor shot and killed Hiram Smith. Great, you're it. Willard Richards. Let's find out why he couldn't be it. Willard Richards. Because he died, 1854. So the man who shot Joseph Smith died in 1854, 10 years later. Where is Joseph Smith buried? Is he buried here in Utah? Are we going to have to take his bones out of Utah during the Exodus? Joseph Smith Jr. He's buried in Nauvoo, Illinois, by the Smith family. Okay, good. Good. Spouse is Fanny Young? No. Who put this in here as his spouse? Emma Smith. Emma Hale Smith is his wife. Are they purposely changing the history of Joseph Smith to give him a different wife? What's going on, Wikipedia? Fanny Young? Yeah, see, the multiple others is not correct. They were all sealed to him by Brigham Young and Willard Richards as the scribe to extort the women to come with Brigham rather than stay behind and be with other people to discredit Brigham Young, since he only had the keys of the ministry. No, his political party was not independent. He was an abolitionist. A restoration party, I think he even called it. Or is that as mayor? Second mayor of Nauvoo, Illinois. Yeah, okay. So he may have been independent to become mayor of Nauvoo, but... And John C. Bennett, the one who stabbed him in the back, was excommunicated for being an adulterer, and because he was pissed that they excommunicated him, he decided to blame Joseph on being a child rapist. That'll teach them to excommunicate me for being an adulterer. Fanny Young. So, okay. So Brigham didn't even bother to bring Joseph and Hiram's body. I'm assuming Hiram as well. Died. But where is he buried? Bum, 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 bum. His death. Does that say anything about his burial? No, it was not the mob. He had the gun and shot him, chased him out. And then there was nobody up there, so how did Hiram get shot? If Joseph chased the mob out, who shot Hiram? And then why did John Taylor then flee under the bed? Because the mob was chased out. Nobody was shooting at John either. What's going on? Smith was buried in Nauvoo and interned there at the Smith family cemetery. Okay, so Emma, Hiram, and his parents, Senior and Lucy Mack, are also buried there. Cool. Nauvoo, Illinois. I was wondering about that the other day. Alright, so yeah, I mean, it's just if you do the same thing over and over again expecting a different result, that's one thing. But when you do the same thing over and over and over again and you tell people that you expect a different result, that's evil. When are you guys going to wake up, stand up and say, hey, go ahead and call us domestic terrorists, Herbert. You're the one who's murdering us. You're the one responsible. You're the one with blood on your hands. You too, Nelson.